Hello, Good Shepherd, Saints Francis and St. John. I am Father John, pastor of Good Shepherd Parish. Today we are going to reflect on the Gospel from the 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time. This is a reading from the Gospel of Mark. Jesus and his disciples left from there and began a journey through Galilee, but he did not wish anyone to know about it. He was teaching his disciples and telling them, "The Son of Man is to be handed over to men, and they will kill him. And 3 days after his death, the Son of Man will rise." But they did not understand the saying, and they were afraid to question him. They came to Capernaum, and once inside the house, he began to ask them, "What were you arguing about on the way?" But they remained silent. They had been discussing among themselves on the way who was the greatest. Then he sat down, called the 12, and said to them, "If anyone wishes to be first, he shall be the last of all and the servant of all." Taking a child, he placed it in their midst, and putting his arm around it, he said to them, "Whoever receives one child such as this, in my name, receives me. And whoever receives me, receives not me, but the one who sent me." We are called to be disciples of Christ, and Jesus is telling us to serve all and everyone. He died for us, and everyone who was born before us and born after us. So how do we serve others, or how we let them know they are one of us? It can be something as simple as just listening to them, knowing that person has your attention. This might have happened to you in the past. Someone comes up to me, tells me about their situation. It's a problem. They don't know what to do with it. They're explaining it to me. And as they explain it to me, possibilities of what they can do come into their head, and they share them with me. And before I can respond, they decide which is the best one, and they now know what they're going to do about this situation, and then they thank me and they leave. And I help them by listening. I was there acknowledging their presence and listening to them. Henry Nouwen wrote many books on pastoral care. And he used to use this technique as a chaplain in a hospital. When he is in a room with a patient, he tries to imagine himself shrinking and the patient expanding. And so in his mind, the patient takes up the entire room, and he is just a tiny part of it. And when you imagine that with somebody, you tend to give the room to them. And so you listen to them. You acknowledge their presence. You're not speaking over them. And they are saying what it is they want to say and asking what they want to ask. And they are being treated as somebody worthy of saying something worth listening to. And by your reaction to them, they don't feel overwhelmed or in front of somebody of more authority, or, as the disciples were arguing, greater than them. They see someone who's willing to listen to help them if they can. At best, they're equal. And that is how we are to receive people. When he talks about the child, even a child, if you are a grown adult and that is a child, you give them the room. You listen to what they are saying. Either they're a child physically, mentally, or spiritually. We treat them and give them the space and the attention Jesus Christ does every day. For a family activity, discuss with your family how you are a servant, how you serve others, other people, not just family and friends. And Jesus teaches us that lasting happiness is to be found in service to all. We get that feeling of satisfaction, that contentment, that peace in our soul when we do good for others. And if we're lucky, someone might witness it and validate that goodness that we've done for others. Now, how did Jesus serve even those who crucified him? Now, how do you think his relationship with his Father enabled him to serve all? A key is Jesus was obedient to the Father, and to be obedient to the Father, you listen to him so you can hear what he has to say. God bless, and see you at Mass.